Let's talk about Hindustan Copper then. A lot of talk about dilution in the company and the government quite seriously considering that. Let's welcome the CMD of the company then, Mr. Shakil Ahmed, who joins in on the show. Mr. Ahmed, hi, good afternoon. Firstly, the government has been considering multiple options for dilution in Hindustan Copper, FPO, auction, etc. What is the latest that you've heard?
You see, the current indications are that it should be auction route, although it is slightly early. I must hasten to add that a final decision has not been taken and it will be taken by Department of Disinvestment. So that's where it stands. As far as approval of the cabinet is concerned, the cabinet note has already been circulated and we are expecting that the cabinet approval should be in place very shortly. It could be as early as 2 to 3 weeks.
Right. But Mr. Ahmed, we understand that the government is more keen on the auction route, but given the trouble with ONGC that they have faced via the auction route, how comfortable would you be with this process? What is it that you've recommended and suggested to them?
No, let us be clear that ONGC was the first issue on auction route, and notwithstanding the media negative coverage, there were some glitches and nothing was wrong except perhaps the price part of it. It was slightly aggressive, yes, certainly, but barring that there was no problem with the ONGC issue, and I see no reason why the same cannot be applied to Hindustan Copper issue, and we are quite comfortable with the auction route.
So what is the price range that you would be comfortable with?
No, we would not like to comment on the price range. That is the prerogative of group of ministers, and in any case we do not share it with the media or the public because there are sensitivities attached to the issue. You will appreciate that we will not be able to share it.
But have you got a base figure for the auction in mind?
No public sector unit will ever do that unless the group of ministers take a call on that. It is not possible for us to share it with the public. Yeah.
Right. So,
sorry, you were saying something?
Right. Mr. Ahmed, I was saying that, assuming that it is the auction process, considering you just mentioned that you as well at Hindustan Copper are quite comfortable with that route, what is the progress of the documentation in this?
No, we have a standing panel of merchant bankers which was used for FPO. Our expectation is that the same merchant bankers will be used for this issue also, and documentation is all ready, and I see no reason, no serious delays on this account.
Right.
After the cabinet approval is in place, we are hoping that in a fortnight time we should be able to clinch it.
And what would be the government stake post the dilution?
It will be 10%. Sorry, it will be 90%. 10% will be with the public and the financial institutions.
Fair point. 10% dilution is what they're looking at. So give us a tentative date. By when will the process actually start?
Our expectation is that by August, the whole issue should get clinched. It's a tentative timeline. Everything will depend on how the whole thing proceeds further.
Mr. Ahmed, what is the sense that you're getting? Will the government contemplate a discount to the CMP to avoid a weak demand like they saw in ONGC's case?
You see, our share is an illiquid share and the market price does not truly capture the real worth of the company. So this factor will be certainly taken into account while arriving at a price. That's all I can say at this moment.
So could we see a 5% discount?
Your guess is as good as mine. I will not be able to comment on the pricing of the issue.
Fair point. Let's talk about the business as well, Mr. Ahmed. What has been the volume offtake that you've seen up until now, and do you see any pricing or input cost pressures kicking in the next few quarters for you?
I do not see any serious input cost pressures on our mining business because we are not in a big way in smelting and refining business where most of the cost escalations have taken place, like coke and things of that sort. and normal inflation, which is captured through dearness allowance of our employees' wages. Except that, I do not see any serious cost pressures on our expenditure part of it.
Mr. Ahmed, what about copper prices in general? Given the fact that China has been easing their monetary policy, do you see copper prices rising anytime soon?
You see, there have been not a lot of sentimental negativity in the last few months on account of slowing down of Chinese growth, uncertainty in Eurozone, and some fears of recession in US market, which had subsided, is again raising its head. All these factors, negative factors, have been factored in the price of copper. It is currently ruling at $7,400 US dollars, and if you see the supply-demand mismatch, it is in favor of demand. Demand is more than the supply for the calendar year 2012. So our expectation is that the price of copper in dollar terms should not go below the existing level, barring $100 or $200 band this way or that way, and we expect a fairly stable outlook in rupee terms in the days to come.